Hello, everyone. I'm Jean-Claude Beyond Mystic, and welcome to today's special report. This is a Beyond the News impromptu episode. And in a couple of minutes from now, I'm going to be joined by one of my favorite co hosts who cannot be mentioned here on YouTube. I am triple casting right now on YouTube, Rumble, and Twitter. I'm going to start the show by sharing some of the information that our audience members have been flooding our comment sections or emails here in the last 24 hours, resulting in my guest and I doing this special show here today. So I'm going to lay down some track a little bit, share what you guys have been sharing us, and also build up the questions that the audience members have for us here today. So thank you for joining us. It is Saturday, August 30th at 12 p.m. currently here Eastern time. Let me know where you guys are watching from in the live chat, and let's begin. So first and foremost, um, we've had some reports of this now for the last I'd say 3 months. And you have to remember that we've seen this type of strategy be used before, namely with the Queen, where for months and months and months we were kind of being hinted at, oh, something's wrong here. She missed an appointment there. She's a little bit sick on this weekend here, blah, blah, blah. And then eventually we were treated to the news of her passing, which obviously occurred before the time of the announcement. So is this what we're looking at today? Don't know. It seems like a big movie, so don't freak out too much with the title. This is the number one search, of course, now on Twitter today. It's trending, and we're going to be trying to decode this from a couple of angles from you guys. So, big thank you to the IAP members and to the Tarot by Janine community also for bringing this up here in the last 24 hours and bringing some of your points of views in terms of what possibly is actually happening behind the scenes. So, I've put all of those together here for Janine, and we're going to be asking her a series of quick draw questions here to try to unpack all of this here for you today. So, let me start by some of the items that we're seeing in the mainstream news and also on social media. So Shadow of Ezra is pointing to it too. Where's Trump, right? So in the last couple of days, he hasn't been seen, although apparently now, just today, he's been seen on the golf course. We'll get to that in just a moment. But if you see the pictures and the videos of the golf course Trump today, it's questionable whether which replacement Mr. Trump that could be. So we'll get into that in just a moment. But Shadow of Azor was reporting on this too. The General President Trump reportedly hasn't been seen in days, with no public appearances scheduled for this weekend. This was earlier this morning. But now, of course, we're being announced that he's playing golf here today. So we'll get to that here in just a moment as well. Now, what was interesting, just a couple of days ago, 107 was also indicating that perhaps there was an issue with President Trump's help. And Nino was asking some questions there leading into this weekend. So I thought that was interesting. Let me replay this clip here. Just at the end of the clip, you'll understand where I'm going with this. And then we can ask my guest later on if this was predictive programming or if this is all part of the play here somehow. So let me play the beginning of this clip here, and we'll continue on the slide deck in just a moment.
Can I look at every report, slice and dice it, and then they play games with us. We play games with them, even involving Vance in some of those games. You have to kind of only believe about half of what you hear. And that's the way it is.
But I mean,
because it's just what it is.
Everyone's saying that Vance is a Peter Thiel creation. He'll be the first tech president. They're getting him ready to be president. Are we going to see JD Vance as president after Trump, or could it be sooner if something is wrong with Trump's health?
Okay, so they're alluding there to Trump's health. It's not the first time on this episode that they've talked about that. We'll get back to that a little bit later with my special guest, but let's keep moving on now. So some of the mainstream news, Trump is dead. That was the title here on News 18. The top trend on social media, of course, is also a Simpsons connection. We'll get to that in just a moment. And just now, a couple of minutes ago, Trump quashes crazy death rumors after being spotted playing golf. Again, we're going to decode which version of Trump that was here in just a moment and see what's really going on behind the scene. Now, New York Times, what's really going on with Trump's hand bruises? This from a couple of days ago. A lot of people reporting that. There was that famous handshake there that people zoomed in on. And of course, a couple of weeks ago, he had troubles with his legs also. So there seems to there seem to be hinting here that something could be amiss. And again, we're going to try to figure out if this is part of a plan or not. Now, this young gentleman, Project Constitution. Let me play this video. He sums it up well enough here just to share this with the audience members. Again, just lay down some tracks for people who might not have seen everything that's leading up to this weekend's kerfuffle here. So let's play that video.
All right, we have some major breaking news. Twitter is blowing up after a group of Washington reporters realized that Donald Trump has not been seen by anybody since Tuesday, and there are no publicly planned events for the next few days as well. This is highly unique for the president who is addicted to cameras. Instead, we've seen Stephen Miller, Caroline Leavitt, J.D. Vance making Fox News appearances, but again, no Donald Trump. I do want to remind you that for the past few weeks, there's been a lot of makeup on Trump's left hand and over his arm due to the purple spots that he has. Now, that in and of itself isn't that irregular. I have family members who have the same thing, but that combined with what Trump says, it then becomes pretty weird. This reads, whispers are traveling through the Washington press pool that Donald Trump has not been seen since Tuesday and has zero publicly planned events through the weekend. This clip that I'm about to play is apparently one of the last times Trump was seen by the press. And I'll play this clip in just one moment. But Laura Rosen broke this by saying, Trump has no public events scheduled all weekend. Don't believe he was seen today either. And then someone points out, or yesterday, and she says, a White House pool reporter says the pool did not see the president today. Quote, we have a travel/photo lid as of 5:17 p.m. The pool did not physically see the president today. And Trump's apparent absence is sparking concerns. One person said, Donald Trump has not been seen in over 24 hours and has no public appearances scheduled for the next 2 days. What is going on? Another remarked, Trump has no public events scheduled all weekend. Don't believe he was seen today either. Now, this brings me on to the clip.
Agrees with it. I don't know if we're ready for it in this country, but where you have it, it is, we have no choice. So in D.C. and Washington, states are going to have to make their own decision. But if somebody kills somebody, like you could have been killed, very lucky you didn't get killed.
We'll move on from the rest of that clip here, but again, setting the stage that the reporters are having concern in the last couple of days. And you have to understand too, like Trump, since he's took office, apparently never sleeps. He's been working 24/7. He's at events all day long. He's traveling from one place to another, one side of the country to another every day. And it's kind of odd to see this weird disappearance. I would tend to agree with that. Now, whether he's dead or not is two different questions. We'll get to that in just a moment. Hold on, guys. We're almost there. A couple more things to put on the slide deck for you guys. So some of the pictures here of his hands the other day. Presumably, he had an intravenous a procedure done. Who knows? Maybe he hurt his hand in a different way. I don't know. It hasn't been reported yet. But this was the episode on Simpsons. And again, if you guys have been watching the show for a while, Simpsons, they've reported a lot of stuff before it happened many times, to the point to where we're thinking, hey, is AI helping them? Is this a whole scripted play? And the Simpsons have a certain role to play in breaking this down in real time for us. Don't know, but it's there and we cannot not look at it. So people are saying, yeah, don't forget he's 80, or he's an old guy for sure. But nonetheless, they've been, whether that's through doubles or other technologies, they've been showing us Trump at work almost 24/7 here since he took office. So it is kind of odd that the reporters now are suggesting that he hasn't been seen for the last couple of days. So that's it for this part of the report. I'll get to some other concerns here and whether or not we're going dark to perhaps start a policing action or a war theater here in just a moment. I'll get to that with my other guest. So please, guys, if you're joining us on YouTube now, come over to the Rumble feed or the X feed here for the No Holds Barred conversation. So remove